Aries, hello and welcome. You don't need to be an Aries for this to resonate, but we're going to get into a reading here. Check your other placements as well. Every zodiac sign has a playlist in here. I suggest your North Node for business, your Venus sign for love, etc., etc. So let's go ahead here. We've got on the split some sort of burden here, something that's been weighing us down, and a wish. And I find it interesting that it's like these little wispies, just the way I was holding that card, it's almost like they're connected here. So it's like this burden is kind of like crawling up over into what it is that you're wishing for. So we're going to get into a full reading, and what that means is we go through every single type of deck that I use in transition. So this here is a Lenormand. We're going to set it out from left to right here. We'll put tarot on top of that, and then we will wipe the board clean and get into oracle messages, which is your spirit team message from the spirit team that's closest to you. And that's when we will use this spread that you see on the tablecloth. Okay. So let's get this full story here. Feel free to watch for a little while before you like the video. I understand you might want to see how I read before you like it. Okay, so bottom of the deck and the one that was sticking up here, I think this is getting into that burden of what sort of is holding us down, holding us back, okay? The snake usually is transformation. In the Lenormand, it is more of what you would think a snake to be, which is slippery tongue, a lot of chatting, a lot of gossip, a slippery tongue. And then the owls here, this is actually the birds card for the Lenormand, and it's about chatter, it's about what people say. So negative talk, all right? Now we can't ignore the fact that these are owls. Owls is about intuition. I feel like you sort of wised up to this. And look at that with the broom. It's like you wised up to it and you got rid of something, which is very good because last time we spoke to you specifically, Aries, we were talking about getting things out of your way and burning away the past if it is at all disturbing your peace, if it is at all pushing your boundaries or getting in your way. It looks to me like you've been working on that. Yeah, here we go. Clover's first card in your spread here. This is like a sudden burst of energy. Okay, so the clovers only bloom for a short period of time, and it's always like one of the first things to sprout in early spring. So it's like this coming of spring, this coming to life, and it's short-lived, but I feel in this instance, it's like finally, it's like awaiting spring and finally getting that burst of energy you've been waiting for. Yeah, to go the distance here. That's like Hercules, I will go the distance, right? So the writer is about taking that leap. It's like the Fool card. And you've got the moon here behind you. It's literally like you're going for it. Okay, right in the center here. Finally, we get a reading that's about business and what it is we're creating in career. Okay, so this isn't a typical tower that you would see in a tarot deck. This is a tower in the Lenormand, which is about empire, institutions, corporations, right? So this is what you do for work, what you're building career or business wise. Also, just a side note, I know that this video, I don't see it get glitchy, but when I watch these back, they glitch, but the audio is okay. So it does go away eventually. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but if I start glitching, just know it does pan out okay. Look at that. That burden came right back out. Hmm. Interesting. I'm also drawn to this six here. Could be something from your past. 66696 3619. 1 and 2 is 3. I'm telling you, 369 has been significant on this channel. And that's like this. I know it's not exactly the Fibonacci sequence, but that's kind of what I'm getting. I'm also being called to a reading that we did last time where it's like your energy is spinning the wheel. Okay, it's like the dark and the light work together in order to keep the world turning. So it's like there's a part of you that's utilizing this burden from the past in order to propel you forward because you understand spiritual law. It's like what goes up must come down. But in this way, it's separate. It's like whatever I have gone through is going to flip me right back up. Okay, cool. So drawing back the arrow type vibe. Yeah. Because whatever this was that happened, another 9 down there, whatever it was that happened in the past here, it really put a stop to your growth. Let's get into the tarot and see what's going on here. Because we get this burst of energy and then we start building and then we crash. So you could feel this way, Three of Swords on the split with the world. Yeah. You get this burst of energy. The bees are workers, right? Work of energy. And then it's almost like something comes back in stage right to like cause chaos as I almost drop the cards. And it makes you second guess yourself here. Wow, I almost shuffled like one side up, one side down. So again, there's something about energy up and down. What I'm also getting is Aries. I don't know if it's all Aries, but I know that I'm a projector in human design. Some of you could be looking into human design, and I know for projectors, we're not meant to be on all the time. So that could be something that interests you. I do have a course that I put together about human design and how it pertains to the I Ching, the ancient book of the way, which is this deck here. So perhaps we will look into this deck here. You see all the little lines? That's what the I Ching is, and in any case, it was this. Let me not stutter. It was like the birth of human design was from that. Anyways, yeah, Ten of Pentacles. There's that B again. And I mean, just look at the similarities here. It's this burst of like springtime energy. And I know it's not spring when I'm recording this, but it could be like your own personal spring here. Yeah, Queen of Swords and the Star. Wow. It's like Spirit gave you this download here. More owls. Spirit gave you this opportunity, this idea, and you're taking that idea and going for it without looking back here. I just cut on the Ace of Swords too. I don't know if it'll happen again, but yeah, this is a really grand old plan. A brilliant beyond brilliant idea that you have. I think this could definitely be like your own business. Okay. These cards are so massive. I love the artwork on them, but they're so big. They just want to fall all over. That could be significant. Your idea is just so big. That makes a lot of sense, actually. It's like you're creating something perhaps from the ground up or without mentorship, without a plan, without a corporation, right? It's actually a lot easier to just go clock in at a job and have someone else tell you what to do. And here's the training, and here's what we need you to do. Just do this from 9 to 5, and we're done. But you, on the other hand, you said, no, I think what I'm going to do is take this idea from the universe, and I'm going to take this little bit of energy that I have, and I'm going to create something bold out of it. Okay. And all morning this morning, knowing I was doing your reading, I kept getting the word bold. Five of Pentacles underneath the tower. Yeah, there's a part of you that is always waiting for the next shoe to drop. See how the owl is in flight and then the owl lands. It's like, okay, I have this idea here, and then once we get in the air and we're followed by the moon and we're going for that star, it's like, oh, let me find somewhere to rest. Let me find somewhere to sit down. So you could be looking for like a job to supplement what you've got going on in business here. High Priestess, Seven of Wands, sorry, Seven of Cups and the Moon. Yeah. So there's you following your intuition, High Priestess energy. It gets confusing sometimes because look at all those options, right? We don't have someone to tell us exactly what to do. Okay, and some of you could hire a coach. This is something that I do is online business coaching. This is a brand new account or one that I hadn't used, and so I'm trying to like bring it back to life. But yes, this is something that we can do together on one-on-one coaching. We just do weekly Zoom calls, see what you're building, and you and I work on it together here. And there's the moon, which is following that intuition at the end of the day anyways. So this is sort of a side story. We'll put it off to the side because all three of them were together. So Let's see here. What do we have to say about this burden? I have a feeling love's gonna come out. And I kind of like sigh. For some reason, my viewers in this channel have been connected to an interesting love dynamic that has not had the best interest in heart here. And look at that. You are independent and strong here. This is both you, the Queen of Pentacles. Cows are all about providing and stability, and the hare or the rabbit is about that fertility, right? That coming of spring. Think of Easter, Efstara, right? And the magician is having all of the tools, and see this wand. It's like a conduit, right? The magician is like this shaman energy. You could be some sort of a reader or a spiritual gifts in what you do. And you may feel like there's just a need for a little bit more guidance here. I'm wondering why that has something to do with burdens here. Interesting. Queen of Wands. That's that energy again. You're like getting this burst of energy that's going to help you overcome here. You're overcoming some sort of an obstacle. Yeah, Nine of Swords, something very mental here. You could have children as well. See how the mom is a little bit scared, right? She's looking over her shoulder at all of those swords, and she has a sleeping child here. That could be why, is because you need to take care of your family. Okay. And here we have this creation energy with the spider coming through on the Seven of Pentacles, which is about taking stock in what you've already accomplished here. Yeah, you've already taken the leap, I feel, right? Like you've already done a lot of the work that is needed. It's almost like the wolf is following the rabbit, right? But like in a way of like looking for some sort of mystical guidance. I know that sounds funny, but see how the ice is cracking, and it's almost like, okay, look, I'm gonna set my ego down here and not look at you as prey. I need you to help me get off this ice. Something like that. Okay, so some of you could benefit from some sort of a coach that understands this way of being, this alternate way of making money online, or yeah, it's an alternative look to money. Like I said, human design. Some of you could also be looking into a whole lot of different modalities. And I was watching, yeah, different healing modalities. And there's the hermit. Yeah, the hermit is always looking for the next spiritual task. Okay, there's that wand in the hand, and the light is following spirit. And it goes right here next to this moon and high priestess energy. So you've been actively pursuing this spiritual path. But I was listening to somebody yesterday, whenever it was, he was like a podcaster, and he did hypnosis for people. And he said that during a hypnosis for a client, he was himself sort of like mesmerized by what was coming through. And it was Ezekiel, the archangel Ezekiel. And the archangel was telling him that he's always looking for certification here, or a background in this, or, having things set in stone, like a paper trail of accomplishments, right? Which is what we sort of saw with that Seven of Pentacles. And it really just more creates a web of confusion in a weird way, because we're chasing some sort of means to an end, right? I want to get that piece of paper to say I can do this. I want to get that course so that I can say that I've done it. And Ezekiel, for that guy I was watching, said, it's not about having a certification in something. It's about being able to quiet the mind enough to hear what we're saying. And Ezekiel is all about guiding the spiritual movement. Okay. So being able to be a guide for others, and yeah, doing so with confidence without needing that background noise. Yeah, that's this. Without needing that place to rest, right? It's like I take off, I'm going, I'm making the YouTube videos, etc. And then it's like, oh, I need a place to land really quick so I can just get some pentacles and then fly away again to try this again. So yeah, we're getting a lot of that start-stop energy here. King of Swords, right there with the Queen of Swords. Yeah, there's something to do with your mental state here. I'm not really getting that this is someone else's energy yet. It may turn out to be that way at some point because I did think that love was going to come out over here in the burden, under the burden, but here we have the World. Hopefully that's blurry enough that YouTube won't stop me from posting this video. Holy crap. And I split it on the Devil. Interesting combo. And then we see the Queen of Wands here and the Hanged Man. Okay, so here's sort of what I'm getting. The World is like having the world in your hands. The world is your oyster. Okay, and she's got those two wands on either side. This is a very powerful card as to say, I have a duty on this planet and I won't be led astray. Okay, and that was right here with this Five of Pentacles. I won't be led astray. So landing for a small moment is you being led astray. There's Temperance and then the Sun. Yeah, Spirit wants you to hyper focus on this goal here. And they're reiterating that we gave you this goal. Okay, we gave it to you. This is not something that we want you to turn your back on. Okay, and that's what I'm getting here. So this could be one of two ways. I was going to say High Priestess. Interesting. The Queen of Wands is an energy mover. Okay, the Wands energy is, again, that fast-paced, very abundant, very forthcoming, not going to quit type energy. And that could be to a fault where you lead yourself to burnout, okay, which we see that here. We get up and we have to come down. So burnout could be a way, but also I was just saying the world is in your hands and then something usually comes up. Maybe things get barren when it pertains to work-wise, a pentacle, right? And then, yeah, we get to the feeling that, you know, maybe this isn't meant for us, or we start to feel like, okay, maybe the trials and tribulations are not worth it here. But we see the Ace of Wands with the King of Wands. Yeah, and I still don't feel like this is partnership for some reason. I might later, but right now I feel like Queen of Swords, King of Swords, Queen of Wands, King of Wands. This is you, wow, deciding to go about it a different way. It's almost like when you get into your masculine energy is where this mindset stuff really gets in your way here. It's like you are attempting to get into your feminine and stay in your feminine energy here and just think that all is possible and everything is magical and we will succeed no matter what. And then the bills come due and it's like, okay, wait, I think maybe Spirit doesn't have my back here. And that could be because I feel like if this was a partnership here, it's in the past because I don't feel their energy around you, but the effects of it could still be around you. Because for some reason here, that King of Wands always comes out when I start talking about your mental state. So yeah, it's like we feel the need to press on and go for the goal. And we start with the page here and we trust in the universe. And then this happens. Five of Pentacles again, where it's like, okay, but is it enough? And right under that is the Nine of Pentacles, which is what happens when you do trust the universe and you do go for the gold. The Empress, right as I said that. I am getting a very independent energy from you. Okay, and I think that you do trust in the universe because of the skill set that you have. Okay, I do get that you understand that your skill set is bar none. It's like you're really, really good at what you do here. And then we have Judgment, Ten of Cups in the Wheel. Yeah. So I think this is a similar storyline as to what we've been getting. You could have been in a partnership here and something happened with your mental. All right. So this past person, King of Wands, King of Swords, doesn't matter. Um, in the past, told you that maybe this was a stupid goal and that you should take a rest and sit down and quiet down. And so I think that is a huge part of what gets in your way here. Yeah, and it makes you feel like you need to hold on to the pentacle, pinch pennies, perhaps. Okay, so what I'm getting with this is it's like the Wheel of Fortune is meant to turn, right? It's a cycle. It has all the zodiac signs on it. It is forever turning. But there's a part of you that's like, oh, I got to hold on to it. And so by holding on to it, it stops turning. And then it's like the fortune ceases to turn in your favor because it can't turn because you're holding on to it too tight. Okay, that's what I'm getting with that. And that stops your energy with that anchor card. And then you feel that all of this pent up energy that you have with that Queen of Wands, it begins to feel burdensome because you feel like you can't push on and press on, push on right there, burning the midnight candle. I feel that you do eventually sort of get back up here, but you get in your own way. Don't shoot the messenger. Wow, because all this cups energy. Wow, this is annoying. Okay, this is exactly the story I'm getting. So, yeah, in the heart space here, you felt sort of bamboozled. The love connection, King of Cups, Princess of Cups, heart space open, and look, this is that side swoop energy. And I feel like it is in the past, but again, it's like the residual energy is there. And that's, I think, why the devil energy is there. So even though you could be very much moved on from this person, you don't have romantic feelings about them, like you don't want them back or anything like that. There's still this whole thought of like, if I go for it, it's just going to fall. And that comes from some sort of a love situation. So I'll leave that on the bottom here. And there's the star. At the end of the day, you do know that your calling will continue to call you. And, it's almost like there's no escaping it, which is great. It's a good thing. There's a star on the bottom of this deck too. I didn't even realize that. So it's almost like when I look at this card, not always, but right now, it's almost like these two hands are two different people. So just go with me here. It's like you're over here measuring the distance and you're like, let's go here and look at how cool this would be. And you're connecting dots. Okay. And it's like this other person is like, look, a lion. And you're like, no, I'm serious. And they're like, no, make believe. It looks almost like a little lion there. And you're like, no, look, I'm trying to like map the stars. I'm trying to like get somewhere with this. And they're like, dur, dur, dur. I know that sounded a little silly, but there's the Ten of Wands. Yeah, burdened by this because they didn't see the vision. They could have really tried to bring you down to earth here, and you were never supposed to be down to earth. There's the Temperance card, which we've seen already. So it's like your patience has ran out for your goal because this person maybe didn't have patience for you, right? We've got that King of Wands with all that sword energy there. It's like as soon as you brought up your goals or your dreams, they like shut it down. Five of Swords. Yeah, shut it down. It's like you were trying to do all this planning, but see how they're up in the clouds here? It's like you understood that you needed to put in the work, but this person wanted to tell you exactly how that work was going to go. Ten of Swords again. So again, it's like your plans were up in the clouds here and you were doodling in the notebook, and then this person swooped in and was like, no, you need to take this test. And this could be self-sabotage too, guys, because, you know, like I said, with certifications, you have to take a test. So Spirit wants you to just continue doodling. And they're like, it's okay if you have a can of soda. Get your coffee, girl. Get your coffee, get your soda, get your caffeine. But you're like channel writing here. And then when you go to take these tests, you get in your head. You see what I mean? What did I say? High Priestess, another split, Four of Wands. The stability does come from a source, okay? Spirit. This is like this story here, where it's like we want you to have unwavering trust when it comes to this, instead of focusing on what you need to do in order to prevail. That's just getting in your way here. Five of Swords twice. And I think that it could have been this person. And take it how it resonates. This could be a boss, a coworker, friend, or family member, but it slowed you down here. Knight of Pentacles. They're on a treadmill. They're not going anywhere. That could also be a nod to the 3D, having to go to work every day. It's like a waste of time, right? And Spirit wants you in this energy. We have another deck where the Six of Wands is a girl on a stage. And here they're receiving a reward. So it's like the reward is yours. But again, when it comes to the masculine, maybe that's something like, again, when you get into your masculine energy, you start to second guess because you're actually way more advanced in your feminine. Again, the difference between automatic writing and taking a test. Page of Wands, that fast moving energy. Look at that. It's like you're gearing up to go. And 10 of Pentacles as the result here. This is like having enough wealth to where life feels like a game, right? So, oh my gosh, and it's right there. 10 of Pentacles. And then this is a duplicate energy here. Page of Wands. The quick moving energy. It could be something to do with your voice here. Yeah. Page of Swords, King of Swords. You're like growing something here. Going from a podcast to the stage, something like that. Okay, let's keep going. Queen of Swords, King of Swords. What's going on with that? Did I just have the King of Swords in my hand? I did, didn't I? Right as I was talking about them. Oh, I should have pulled them. That's crazy. I can't believe I did that. Okay, anyway, what we pulled was the Ten of Swords, which we have seen already with the King of Wands. So regardless of what king comes out, it's the same results here. I'm telling you, it's like if and when you trust in your divine feminine, things really take off here. Divine feminine being Empress, the sun, happiness, being able to enjoy every day like a Sunday stroll. Eight of Pentacles, burning the midnight candle. See how colorful it all is? That's the result of your doodling. Okay, they're literally doodling here. And it's creating something really great, creating something people want. Let me try to focus the camera. Anyways, it turns into something really fantastic here. But right under the sun is the Seven of Swords, Lovers. Funny how the Seven of Swords keeps coming out with that Lovers. Boom, 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 boom. Queen of Swords. We'll take her because she's a duplicate. Eight of Pentacles, we've already seen. So we're going to take the Sun and the Empress here. So here we go. King of Wands, who we've seen already. I want to see the difference between the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands in this deck. Hold on. I think this is important. Okay, so this is interesting. See how it's like the masculine point of view sees only the stage, the end result. Okay, so for whatever reason in this deck, the end result is to be on a stage. Anyways, maybe that's you. So let me know in the comments. But the masculine brain or the masculine past person says all that matters is the result. The Queen of Wands says it's the journey. See this? Light the candle, black cat, bones, crystals. We're communicating with spirit here in order to see everything move forward. Like that's part of the process here. And again, I know that the traditional tarot has the black cat, but there's something also about the panther versus the little cat. And obviously, I'm a big fan of the panthers. I got one tattooed on me. So, this is a very interesting storyline. Mostly because, yeah, it's like somebody got in your head here about how your practice or your means of working is silly, right? As I said, that Three of Pentacles. Your way of working is silly. See how you have the plans and somebody else facilitates those plans? This could be about you hiring out some people to help you on this journey. But here we go. So it's like the Emperor says it's not enough to just look at the book and read the pages and just doodle in the book. You need to sign the contract. You need to put your fist down. You need to do this. You need to do it like that. And that confused you. You said, which good for you, because you did. You said, Spirit, what is this trying to tell me? Like, am I doing this wrong? Is there something I need to do differently here? And so you went back to the planning stages with the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is about planning, and the Fool. Yeah, I'm telling you, you have wised up to antics. And there's the King of Pentacles. You're like, watch me. Just watch me, because this could very well be your view, right? Not necessarily counting money in a Scrooge way, but like this is your little office and you've got your little setup, and yeah, you're like, watch me cut this tie so that I don't have to do it your way. Mm-hmm. Because it was confusing you. It was literally confusing you. Instead of having all of these options, like up on a shelf that's all lit up and so cute and surrounded by the clouds, and saying, oh, what do I want to use today? Do I want the jewels? Do I want the swords? Like, playing dress up in a closet. Instead, it was almost like somebody else picked out all the clothes in your closet, and you're just like, okay, I guess it's business suit again today. So it's interesting that this one says prizes. It's like you're supposed to accentuate yourself and your style, and you're supposed to be fun and fruitful and exciting. And so again, somebody was like, doodling on your paper is not enough. You have to do something else because it has to look the way that I say. So that's really interesting. I kind of like this storyline on the bottom of the deck here, but we're going to shuffle anyways. I'll regret that later. If you watch me, you'll know that I'll obsess over trying to find the same cards that we've just seen. Okay. Anyways, Judgment, the burden, providing with magic, Two of Swords. I mean, I can only say it so many times. I watch these back and I realize that it's a very repeat message here. Ace of Pentacles went right back on the bottom of the deck. It's like Spirit gave you this task for a good reason, and they also gave you your way of communicating and your way of creating, okay? Six of Pentacles, yeah, because the way that you operate gives to other people. And I keep saying this where it's like, if you were ultimately abundant, you'd be able to go get your nails done, get facials, go through the car wash, get your car detailed, and in so doing, you're giving to the next person and feeding their craft. See that? Like you have nothing to do with pottery, but you go into a shop one day and you say, that pot would look so good on my table, just ring it up, I don't care how much it is. And that person just made a sale. Does that make sense? So here you are with the Hierophant again, growing your skills, understanding more concepts. And there's the contracts again with this person. So the person that you were with did not understand the universe. Okay. So what I'm getting also with this, right? We talked about how if you hold on tight to the pentacle, the wheel stops turning. We're stopping it. We're putting the brakes on. Okay, so in contrast, with the Six of Pentacles is giving and being generous, right? So if we stop holding on so tightly and we start giving to others, we start the wheel turning again, turning in our favor. Okay. So that's why Spirit wants you in this abundant energy. They don't want you to hold on so tightly to where you stop your fruitful give and take here. Okay, so on the split here, we see the Queen of Wands with the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles has those laces on again. Okay, so instead of being in a partnership where we're connected to another person and we have to make decisions together, you can now like throw these around like a dance, right? Like a festival dance. And it brings in more energy. It's like Spirit really does run through you. Okay, Queen of Wands again for the third time. And Two of Pentacles we don't necessarily want because it's that confusion type energy. Split the deck on Justice. We've already seen Judgment. Okay, one more line here and we'll get into Oracle. I have a feeling I'm going to repeat myself a lot here, so let me know if this is resonating, okay? Leave a comment, like, and subscribe if you like the way I read. Okay, we've got Queen of Cups and the Star. So I think this is the first Queen of Cups that we've seen. But you see, this is the ultimate divine feminine, okay? Her hands are open and she has this cup here. And look at how Spirit is like giving to this cup. It's almost like her eyes are closed because she fully trusts that the universe is going to put in her cup what it is she truly needs. Now, once this cup is full from the divine light of Spirit, then she closes her hands around it and she says, okay, Spirit, now what do I do with it? Where do I lasso? Right? This is about containment. This is about taking what the universe gives and seeing it as abundant light and bright, and then sending it up into the stars. It's like giving your wish to Spirit. It is interesting. There's a story, a Native American story. I want to say it's Navajo, and it's like the coyote. Okay. I'm getting that with this here, and we'll see if it comes out in your oracle, which I have a feeling it will. So the coyote is a trickster spirit, right? And we're kind of getting that here with this ex-partner or this toxic boss or whatever, where they just were kind of in your head and giving you bad ideas and crapping all over your ideas, right? Just kind of a negative Nancy. So in the story of the stars and the coyote, of course, is that trickster. He's always getting into havoc. He's always causing mischief. But I'm going to butcher this, but whoever it was that was in charge of setting up the stars, she started to very accurately place the constellations and was drawing pictures with the constellations, with the stars in the sky to create the constellations. Coyote came around and he grabbed the bag of stars and he started to shake it like, a dog wrestling with a toy. And it pushed all those stars up at random. Okay, so the story goes that the constellations were put there on purpose by this feminine creator spirit that I can't remember the name of. And then Coyote is responsible for all this background noise here. So kind of a fun story. I'll see if I can link it. I'm sure somebody who knows it better than me. Aha, Coyote. With that moon card. Something to do with your intuitive plans. Yep, because we got that Seven of Cups several times, right? We got it in this deck too. Anyways, now I have a mess to clean up. See, that's the story. And we saw it with the bunny, and the coyote or the wolf was walking, looking to the rabbit for guidance, even though he's bigger and stronger. We keep getting this lion here. This lion is your ex, or whoever this was. Your heart's right in the center here. We have a cup that spills over, and then we've got a tree, a key, a bird. It's like you're supposed to be focused here, here, and here, and on the moon here. And it's like you're focused on this heart-centered pain. And I think it's because that's what hurt the most. We've seen this Three of Swords because there could have been betrayal here. Even if it's just the fact that this person was talking down to you, that's more than enough, right? But they got in the way of your stars. Okay, moving along. What do we have? The Hierophant, of course. Oh my gosh. See that star up at the top though, with that perfect path leading up to it? You wised up to this so quick, okay? You know better than to deal with anybody's antics. So you were like, peace out, buddy. Yeah, I don't need to be tied to any confusion here at all, period, point blank. I know that's right. Even though I want to have my heart center full, right? Like I want to be able to say, I love you and hear it back, but I still got to get through this life, man. It's like I still have to plant these seeds and see them grow. And we've seen Seven of Pentacles already. So we'll take that. And that came with the World, the Empire card, and the Five of Pentacles. So again, it's like the Seven of Pentacles is about taking the time to just watch things grow. So taking stock of your achievements, yes, but also like waiting for that fruit to be ready to pick. Okay, and so there's a part of you that feels like it takes a really long time. I need it now, therefore it needs to come through right this second. I really need this to take off, all of that type energy. But what that does is it puts you back into this energy here. It's not about the result, it's about the process, okay? Right as I say that, the Magician, and see how all that energy is going into that pool. That's like this energy here. At the end of the day, you're like this energy manipulator. You see that? You open your hands and energy starts flowing into your cup here. And then you're like, okay, perfect. Thank you, Spirit. I know now what I need to do. You sent it up with the star. And you were like, okay, I've got the energy. I got the download. Thank you, Spirit. Now tell me what to do. What are my action steps here? And then you're like, perfect, got it. And you start to manifest here. This is really powerful energy. I don't think you realize how powerful you are in the spirit. And there's that Ace of Wands. You're Aries. You are the bold leader. You are, sorry, bold leader. I don't know how that sounded when I said it, but you are the bold leader and the King of Swords as well. However it is that you go about speaking your truth is exactly as it needs to be. Okay, no more second guessing how it comes through, how it comes out. Yeah, it is going to lead to a lot of fruitful energy. Okay, we've got another story with that Ten of Cups here. But I like this even better. So again, with the Three of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. However it is that you build from the ground up and you put things together and you collaborate with others, makes you abundant enough to give back to others, hire people, and see this Wheel of Fortune turn. See how the wisps are turning everything around the pentacle that they're holding on to. Interesting that I said that like that, isn't it? I said, hold on. I think I had another one to go with this, but anyways, where's the other Six of Pentacles? Doesn't matter. We're going to use this one because it's in our hand. That could be significant. Use what you've got instead of searching elsewhere for something that you feel like you once had, right? I used to go to school. I felt so accomplished because I was going to school because I had that card in my hand, right? That was like this emperor talking, okay? This needing to have the contracts, etc., etc. Anyways, so interesting that what I said was this pentacle that you're holding on to, all of the things are running around it, but you see how it's a lighter touch instead of like clasping. We're just like, this one, please. So it's literally like we're plucking what we want straight from spirit, deciding, yes, this is the way that I want to go. Please support me in this way. And then we still get this weird energy around love. So ultimate fulfillment and wishes, you could have been raising children with this person. You could have felt like, okay, look, we both go to work, we come home, we hustle dinner, we do the thing. And then this person was making you feel like crap. See how this bird is like yelling at the camera? I'm telling you, it's like this person had the weirdest way of talking to you. It was weird. There's that knife, like a dagger. If I can get this camera to focus, I'm so sorry. I know most of you probably don't even look that closely to the camera, but there we go. See how the feathers are like falling out the backpack? It's like this person was out here killing birds, and you just happened to be one of those birds, and you had to like run away screaming, like, ah, spirit, fix it, help me. It's like you saw this person talking down to other people that were doing the same thing that you do. So this could be somebody that goes to an art exhibit or something and says, oh my gosh, this is so stupid. How can somebody just put some paint on a canvas and want $3,000 for it? And you're like secretly wanting to do that. You're like, I wish that was my painting because I have one similar and I can't believe how synchronistic and oh my gosh, the spirit is like talking through me and holy cow, that's exactly what I would want. I do this. This is crazy. And so you're having all these downloads looking at this painting, and this person comes up and is like, how stupid is that? And you're like, ah, ah. Right on the levers, I put that. Okay, so you had to get out of there. Look at that. Walked away, got on a boat, led by the birds, might I add. Look at that. The cup is on fire. This person did that. They set fire to what you guys had together by being mean, and then you went away from this lover, the hermit, to build what it is you came here to build. I'm telling you, you literally like chose yourself here. I don't feel like this is this person. I feel like this is in the past. Okay. And so, anyways, it's like you went up this mountain alone so you could get back to how you do things. Yeah. I don't care that you want to go to school and get the certifications and do it that way. I'm going to go ahead and light my candles and get my moon water and do what I do best. And the spirit's like, hell yeah. Having the strength to become that lion. Before you were only half a lion because this person was taking up all your lioness energy. And there you are again with this offering to spirit here. This is giving like road to El Dorado, where there's this epic whirlpool, which is the other world, the void. And you're like, Spirit, I have this for you. Spirit, I want this. Spirit, I think this is right for me. And you did. You gave it to God. You gave it to Spirit. Same here. Whether it's up or down. Ooh, that's interesting. Because 9 of Wands here. Okay. Healing. So this could also be a nod to like shadow work. So down, road to El Dorado, right? Like went to the underworld. This is the upper world. And how interesting that at the bottom of this deck, after I rustled through it, the devil's at the bottom here. So it's almost like when you had all of this icky stuff going on with a past relationship, etc., whatever it was, you still were like, listen, God, I'm going to have to give this to you, okay? I don't want to carry it because I really feel like you need me up here. And this coyote got in the way and was sprinkling stuff everywhere. And now there's stars down here at the bottom, and I don't understand which way is up. I need you to take this from me. And you did. You did. And that's huge. Like, why do I want to cry? Spirit is so proud of you because they understand that you wanted this and you tried and you did your best. You put one foot in front of the other when it came to love, and you had to decide that your stability on your own is more important here. Jeez Louise. There it is. Here is that stage. You getting to this point here is more important to you because you were in this energy for too long. Five of Pentacles for the third time. So you had to overcome this and take your stability elsewhere. This person was maybe floating a little bit when it came to finances here, but again, they were holding on to it in a weird way. Maybe didn't like sharing when it came to finances, something like that. And you had to give it up. You had to be like, Spirit, take it. It's like that song, Spirit something, when the world is without borders. Wherever you may call me. Spirit, lead me when my spirit is without borders. Yeah, that's what you did. You're like, I don't see borders here. I don't see a rhyme or reason here. This coyote trickster came in and threw my stuff all over the place, perhaps literally. Anger issues, perhaps, but like controlling. And you were like, yeah, no. See all this beautiful, like celebratory energy. Hoo-wee. Yeah, you went through it to get away from this person. I'm telling you, you really did. You did it. This is huge. Spirit's so happy. Spirit is so happy with you. You left in this, look at this, there's like this valor to you too. You were like, I'm getting out of here. I'm getting the F out of Dodge. And so that you could like replenish yourself from the inside out. And now you get to see these pentacles grow from the white bird instead of this black bird that we keep seeing. The black birds are about karmic law and the white birds are about peace. Wow, I just got chills all over. Your driving force has switched from I'll show you, you can't tell me what to do, you're not the boss of me, into I just want to have peace and I want to see the world turn. I want to help others. Here's that Six of Pentacles I was looking for. I want to be able to extend my hand to others because I want to. I want to be able to go to the food shelter and serve soup. I want to be able to donate to people less fortunate. And like you get to do it with your own apron on, like not a uniform from someone else. Like this is really beautiful. Got chills all over. Like it took some time and you had to sort of like numb your heart in a weird way. It's like some of you could like not be interested in love at all because you could have a new belief like all men are the same type of deal. Flip the roles if you're masculine. I do apologize. I favor the feminines because I am one, but I know I have masculines on here. So I'm sure if you watch tarot, you're accustomed to switching the roles, but please do so. A lot of times you will still come through as the divine feminine. So flip the roles, you will know. Okay, I'm going to clear this board and get into Oracle. This has gone on for such a long time, but I feel like this message was so good. 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands vibes with just a little bit of ickiness that creeps in to get in your way. But we're clearing that out with all this Empress energy and like the intuition and the Hierophant. Like, dang, you're very connected to Source. And let's see what Source has to say now that we've opened that conduit. All right, Aries, now that we've cleared the board and this conduit is wide open, let's see what Spirit wants you to be focused on right now. We have the center, the main focus. This is the past, what we're letting go of, or the lessons learned. This here is intentions, goals, what it is we're putting out there with that star energy, right? This is Spirit team messages straight from the ancestors or Spirit team that's closest to you. And then our last placement here is potential future outcomes, what it is that we're creating. Okay, self-sacrifice. I'm telling you, there's something about what you've had to let go of. Wow, split the deck on Shaman's death. I think that you have done this. The wheel comes right back around, right? You've spun the wheel with that fire medicine. Holy smokes. I just got chills all over. I'm going to organize these as so because you're meditating on things. It's the way that you go about stuff. Okay. And tell your story. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It pushes the energy forward. Wow. Okay, I'm going to keep this story because I have a feeling it's going to come right back out here. Yeah, you've had to nurture yourself and ground yourself through this, but holy mackerel. You let go of something and immediately you get this burst of energy, this passion here. It allows you to have your conduit even more open here. And that wheel just continues to turn because of how 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 much like velocity is behind your words. Okay. I am so excited about this. Aries, just remember you are the blazer of trails. Okay, so what you do leads the revolution. Okay, that's what I'm getting. Holy mackerel. Right as I was just saying, this conduit is right, like wide open. We get this burst through here. You're having a breakthrough. This is like that glass ceiling being shattered, and there's those stars that we got so strongly in the tarot portion. You know which star to set your compass to. Like you've got your eyes on the prize here. So what was with that shaman energy? What are we getting rid of? Interesting. Seeking and finding. Remember how I said there's something about like paperwork and taking the tests and getting qualified versus just opening up the channel and allowing the spirit teams to work through you? Here we have it. It's like all of your desk and your studies and your certifications would be like behind you, right? And there comes a time where you just decide and you're like, screw this. And it's like, I'm seeing you like wipe all the notebooks and all the certifications and all of the college courses, like wiping that off the table and then turning around, looking right at spirit and being like, what do I do? And it's like, spirit is here. Okay, this is to say your spirit team is here and very aware that you're ready. See how all this bursting is coming from that heart space. Holy mackerel. I just got like overwhelmed with how beautiful this is. Your conduit is wide open. Wow. Okay, so what are we manifesting with this energy? Empowerment. I'm telling you, there is something about the way that you stand firm, the way that you go for it without turning back. We've got those clouds here again, and there's those birds. It's like you're using this conduit to manifest something that didn't exist before. That empowerment piece and that power. Wow, I feel like some of you are literally manifesting the energy to go about doing this thing that is so important for you to do. Okay, Spirit Team says, reflection. Let me see here what's coming through with this. I'm getting like that Fool card that we saw where she was sending the crystal down, right? Because the smoky mirror is kind of like a shadow work type card. Ego simulation, ego death. These are very similar here. Ego death, giving it away. Okay, so here's what I'm getting. Yes, you're giving this away, like releasing, okay? Releasing what no longer serves you and literally putting it to rest here. But Spirit is saying there's a part of this storyline that's meant to stay with you. Okay, you're not meant to let it all go. It is that dull ache, but it's a driving force nonetheless. Remember how I was talking about we were going from the dark birds to the light birds. We're going from I'm going to show you to I'm going to do this for my peace. But you may have not done it at all had all of that stuff not been in your way. Does that make sense? It's like winning the lottery and getting a bunch of money and living a soft life is one thing, but having to sit down and put your glasses on and, stick it out at the table and work hard and hustle through, that is part of the puzzle here. It's like having to put the work in is part of the battle, but it's part of the reason why you even did it in the first place. I hope that makes sense. Okay, moving forward, what do we have to look forward to? Holy crap. Aries. Whatever you're creating is going to make the world green again. I'm not playing with you when I say that this is important, all right? I need to try and get these in the center because I do the highlights and I need that in the center. Okay. Wow, there's something to that too, needing it to be in the center, centering yourself, becoming grounded. This whirling rainbow card is one of the most high vibrational cards I've ever held because I read the guidebook, okay? This was my first deck ever. I read that book from front to back, time and time and time again, and that card is like the whirling rainbow prophecy, the fifth world of peace, the next 7 generations. I mean, it's the prophecy where Sitting Bull, I believe, and Crazy Horse and Black Elk, I could be butchering who they are, but I believe it was Sitting Bull who had this collection of elders and they came together in a circle and they had this like awakening experience here. And they had come to the conclusion that there would be a new race of people who would not pay attention to any race or class war or left versus right, etc. They would just wear beads in their hair, colors on their skin, change the minds of their forefathers, and they would make the world green again. I have chills. That's where you're headed with this energy. Because you had the courage to give away the things that you may have wanted, right? You wanted some sort of connection here. You wanted it to work out, right? But you had to take all of this energy. That's a lot of heart right here. That's a lot of heart. And you had to like throw it away, clear the table, cleanse it out, and just simply work on what it is that you're building. And that is huge. A massive release has happened within you here that's getting you this burst of energy. Holy crap. That's the truth here. And you're going to be grounded in it. A rhythm, a timing of being able to shoot your shot when it comes to things that you can touch, taste, feel, etc. This is also Akashic Records. That is something that I teach if you're interested, okay? It's so abundant. It's about opening this conduit, okay? Wow. I'm like in awe of this. Okay, what deck do I want? Because this is really important energy and I want it to remain that way. Okay, let's see, because I did mention the I Ching. I'm going to get this Chinese deck here. I also wanted to see if the coyote would come back out, so we'll get that as well. But okay, Spirit. I almost had the want to say, okay, Spirit, don't do me wrong here. And I think the reason I felt that was because we're mixing Native American with Chinese now. So it's like, please allow these energies to play well together. So that could be significant for you as well. We have peace, harmony, balance, perfection, a sense of well-being, favorable conditions, and expansion. So see how this window is open and we're looking through this window here? It's like if you are at one with the universe, at one with all that is, it's this enlightenment, right? This is being in the now, the present moment, opening that window and having these like micro awakening experiences. It's like sitting at a riverbank looking across the way and thinking to yourself, wow, everything fits together like one piece to one puzzle. And then you realize you're also sitting here. Holy crap, I am a part of all of this. And realizing that you are a creation of great mystery. Yeah, this reflection, ooh, ooh, you're realizing that you're a part of this great scheme. A big part. Okay. Now we have retreat, a timely departure, letting go, withdrawal, I can't speak, withdrawal, okay, revelations, retirement, not hesitating to walk away. This is in the past here. See how the colors are even the same? I can't handle it when Spirit does this for me. Orange, purple, blue, and the birds. Oh, I'm having my own little awakening experience here. Okay, yes, you walked away. You did cut the cord. You did decide that you had better on the horizon. Because again, this is in your past. This isn't like advice for you to do now. Unless you haven't done this yet, then yes, do it. But I feel like you, at very least, know that this is what's needed. As I was saying that, splitting apart. You had to let go of somebody, I think. Impermanence, collapse, deterioration, separation, letting go, surrender, eliminating the old, and death, which we have seen before. So I'm going to leave these sort of together here. I like that there's rocks, grass, sky. Normally I would put it here, but I want to get more into that empowerment piece. Now, granted, that could go here because we're empowered by the fact that we did have the strength to walk away. Okay, so I do think that's relevant. The family. Interesting. Heredity, blood bonds, kindred spirits, ancestry, home life, community, intimate relationships, and our human family. Ooh, that's kind of what I was getting over there. See that? There is no race. There is no color. It's like in The Lion King 2, when Simba's daughter gets between the two opposing forces and says, look at them. They are us. What differences do you see? This is like emotional. This is God's source spirit right here. The active yang principle, strength, tenacity, dynamism, inspiration, heaven, masculinity, authority, and the father figure. This is Father Heaven, as my daughter calls it. You know, I'm from Salt Lake, so they say Heavenly Father, and we went into the temple. Not that I practice that religion, but my parents do, and we were touring the new temple, so it was like a big deal. And it was like, oh, okay, let's go look at this temple. She goes, look, it's Father Heaven. And it was just so funny. But that's what I'm getting with this, okay? It's Father Heaven. Final attainment, victory, a crescendo, a job well done, perfection, peak performance, and prudence. Wow. That's what God said. God says, here's my hand. And I just wrote down in my notes, it was like a great windfall, something coming in. It's literally God's hand. And then we've got modesty. Okay, you might have a reason to be modest here pretty soon here. Self-respect. My gosh. Lack of pretension is what I'm getting with this. Self-respect as well. But, whew, okay. What do we have to say about this whirling rainbow prophecy? That's definitely something to look up, okay? I believe it's Arvel Looking Horse that has videos on it. He's a Lakota keeper of the buffalo calf pipe. So look into that. Maybe I'll at least write it down. Dude, I thought we were going to see this. I really did. I got to pause it to go get that card. Holy crap. I'll tell you what, you guys, this is getting me emotional. Look at this. This is exactly the energy I was getting when we pulled these two cards. Spirit flows into your cup, and then you can assess it. That's why we got that mirror, okay? Alchemy, mastery, renewal, containment, rejuvenation, discerning wisdom. I mean, dang, discerning the wisdom that spirit just like flows into you. The moment you put like the paperwork down and all the spreadsheets and all that crap, and you just start freaking doodling in your notebook, automatic writing, you're literally a container for source and spirit to come through, and then you can look in that bowl. And what does it do? It becomes a mirror. And you see God, source, spirit in the mirror. That's what it is. You see spirit in the mirror and realize that you've already won. Wow, this is insane. This is very powerful, okay? The magician and that fool, remember? You do with that energy, it's like spirit puts that energy into you and you decide whether to give it to hell or to give it to heaven. Like, seriously. Ooh-wee. Okay. Let's keep going around the circle here. But we have at the bottom the well. There's a tiny bit of nudity. We're going to cover up what could matter. Seeking truth, wisdom, insight, intuitive knowing, return to the source, get to the bottom of things. I mean, wow, that's exactly what I was talking about here, isn't it? Again, hoping that they would play well together. Native Chinese. How does it make sense? We don't know, but here we are. Seeking, finding, seeking wisdom and insight. This is that Hierophant. Wow. I'm like in awe of you. I mean, like, seriously, I'm like your biggest fan right now. This is insane energy. What the flip? Sorry, the Mormon's coming out of me when I'm not supposed to cuss on YouTube. What the flip? Sorry. Anyways, the rainbow. That's that prophecy. Prophecy. And then the heart of the sky. Give me a break, Aries. This is where you're going. Look at that. Streamlined straight to the center of this prophecy. Holy crap. I'm having a hard time here. Heart of the sky, that's great mystery. Wild woman, you're like waking up to your power. That's that Queen of Wands vibe. Wow. Wow. Hummingbird is the leader of that whirling rainbow. Okay, let's keep going. What have we got, Spirit? We've got the center already with the heart of the sky. Let's see if they want to go back to that center or go to the past here. I'm going to let Spirit decide. Come on, Spirit, give me a card. Holy crap. I just mentioned the Queen of Wands, and who sits next to her? The freaking Panther. Oh, gosh. The Queen of Wands with her Panther. Y'all. This is that empowerment and that burst of energy, that reassurance. I can't with this. Stand still and Earthkeeper. You're going to have to be grounded here with the earth and the standstill. Okay. I'm just going to let Spirit tell me where these cards go because they're just kind of going all over the place. But I know that this empowerment goes here. Okay. These cards don't want to stand up straight for me. Get that one. Interesting. The lower world. I don't get a bad energy off of this though. But it's like Road to El Dorado. Dropping it down. You have like this gift of discernment where you can literally like be like, nope, I don't think society wants this. Boop. Give it to the HE double hockey sticks. Whatever it is that you release, you have the power to do so. Yeah, with the rattle. The rattle is a healing modality, right? And we had talked about that, healing modalities, with the ghost dance, which is the ancestors. Like, dude. Some of you could be also thinking about like what way to go. Do I do Reiki? Do I do Akashic Records with me? Just saying. Do I do shadow work with me? Just saying. Like, there's so many different avenues that you could go, and whatever it is that you choose will be correct here. Right as I say that, the sun is like shining down on you. See all this energy with that? I mean, Spirit says whatever you choose, just go on ahead. We'll put that finish line right in front of you wherever you are. See all this movement? Moving forward, moving forward. Thunder. Oh my God. I'm telling you, you are a conduit for Spirit. Spirit like trusts you to be a conduit for what they need in this world. I'm feeling really called to do this. You're containing all this energy here, flowing it up and around and through you to benefit the world as a whole. And I'm going to put that conduit right there. Oh my gosh. We might get one more here, but these cards are just going where they want. Right as I said that, on top of containment, we have the sweat lodge. Yeah, so we need to be careful here of, emphasis on the discernment, okay? We don't want to hold on to things that don't serve us. That Four of Pentacles energy where we were clinging on to that pentacle to where the earth did not turn. Interesting, but it was the wheel. Okay, we need the wheel to turn, therefore the more we give, the more we get back, etc., etc. Sweat lodge is where we go to release. Okay, so we go in the sweat lodge, there's all sorts of steam, and we sweat it out. Okay, steam room or sauna could be beneficial right now. So that's something that you could be called to do soon. That fell right there, so I'm going to leave it there, and we're going to put this deck down. The rattle came right back out, and there's the circle. The medicine wheel, which is what we're doing. This is why I do this spread. Okay, what deck do I want next? How about the one with life purpose on the bottom? Sounds good to me. And split the card right on the truth card. Sorry, split the deck right on the truth card. Okay. Say less. Spirit has spoken. God has spoken over your career. A blessing and a life purpose based in truth. This justice here is being served. Okay, this is the divine intervening, giving you a shining, beautiful bubble around this career and what you do for work here. This healing that you do, they're going to bless you for taking that energy. Oh my God, look at that. That's that same vibe. Spirit gave you the blessing. You contained it until you decided which way it should go. And that's your superpower here that's going to lead you to a divine purpose rooted in truth. And there's the mirror. Wow, there's the mirror. I'm going to put that here. And then financial health and love with protection and confidence. There's something very overly important about the fact that you need to be one of the few that holds the abundance, okay? Because you're here to like protect the world at large. So justice is being served so that you're able to turn the wheel in the favor of what spirit wants for you. Confidence is going to go here because you have a talent for this, a talent for trusting the universe in the fact that this is what you're meant to do. And with this love card, I don't really get a romantic vibe off of it. It's more like I am love, I become love, so that I can projectile it, this mission into existence. Wow. Okay, let's see what else we have. What do I want? Don't forget to like the video. I always, when I catch myself just searching for cards, I like to fill up the space with something to say. So Just don't forget to like. We're a small little growing community here, so everything helps. Okay, Spirit, what do we have for Aries? This is such a beautiful message. Grace and generosity. That's what we have for you, Aries. Wow, that golden energy. Golden energy, right as I said that. Gold. The right use of power. That's why Spirit literally chose you. You have been chosen to like lead this revolution. Get those off the floor. Okay, before I even look at these, I looked at the clock just briefly. 1113, and today is 1031. It is Halloween today. Ooh, that could be why this is so open. Okay, here's what we have. They fell on the floor. Movement towards an adventure. The wheel turns in your favor. You are moving things along here. All right. Spirit of the sky. Imagine that. Limitless possibility. Same energy as here. Deep dive into a task. This is looking at your paperwork. Here's what we're going to do. Movement. There's that burst of energy. Deep dive into a task. Discernment as it pertains to how you move. And then connectivity. There could be something about growing your community here. We did see the Three of Pentacles. You're not meant to do this alone, okay? The courage to step into life. Yeah. There's that thunder, that burst of energy. It's coming. Look at that. Sky bridge. I know this says possibility for union, but for me, this is like, it's almost like this is brain chemistry, right? Like neurons inside your brain going like a sci-fi film of when you get like a download. It's literally like reconstructing your mind to be ready. That's what I'm getting with this. It's like magnets, but it's like inside your brain to like propel you forward and give you this inspiration. That's what I'm getting with this. Because it's important for you specifically because you are here to protect the future. You're part of this prophecy, which is here. So we've been through some pain here with transmute pain, but I feel like that's part of it. See, it's like you were suspended in space, almost like an egg, and then all this lightning came through here, and that was the hand of the universe. Look at that. Spirit like holds you in their hand. It's like you're this divine conduit. Yeah, that's why you're here. This is like a big deal. Like a big, big deal for Spirit. Because you know which way to direct the energy here. Preparations come to fruition. Cast your net because it's going to happen for you. I'm also hearing it's going to like leave people aghast. Okay. People are going to be aghast. Like so surprised. You could be like world renowned at some point in your life. Look at that light and dark together with the swan. You will glide across the waters of my soul, bringing me your wisdom and light. Help me transform into elegance and grace. Inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. Yeah. That's interesting. I was just going to say you could get to the point of like Teal Swan, and that's a swan. I don't know if you've heard of her or not, but she's a really good speaker. She's also from Utah, like me. But yeah, this is like a co-creation with the universe here. And discernment with that light and dark. Bring me your wisdom and light. Help me transform into elegance and grace. Help me transform. That containment, right? Perseverance. I'm telling you, there's something about the way that you move. There's something about the way that you trust the universe and just press on. So again, it's like burst of energy, second guess yourself, burst of energy, second guess yourself, but you're still leaping, right? You're still like making these leaps in the right direction. And it's like when you take your time and you fall down a little bit, you're recalibrating. Yeah, recalibrating to where it is you're going. Okay, perseverance. You have many gifts. No problem can withstand the power of your mind. With patience, you can reach your mountaintop. Never give up, and good luck will follow you. Yeah, and Aries is the ram. That's part of your superpower here. The ability to press on. I guess at some point we should follow our spread, right? Center past. That's something that you've learned, is you do have a knack for perseverance. And Spirit wants you to know that you're divinely protected here. You're a master of finding life's flow. Be in harmony with the rhythm and your path will unfold. Persevere and you will succeed. You have everything you need to be protected and happy. We also got that protection card. But that's the thing. It's like Spirit is giving you these blessings here. Yeah, in the means of supernatural communication with the dragon. You are the ancient wise sage. You can shapeshift at will. Mastery is your destiny. Rise with dignity. Yeah, rise up. I just saw one that says friend on it as well. So just know you don't have to go about this stuff alone. Pathfinder with the wolf. Not the coyote, but it's the wolf. Release your past and start a new journey. You are the teacher and you help others find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power. You have a love that endures. Yeah, perseverance, Pathfinder. What did I say before I even started this? I was like, I feel like you're on this bold path. This is a burst of energy that allows you to be bold. We got dragons up in here. That's also my Akashic Records guide. If you're interested in Akashic Records, that is one of the most beautiful things I've ever learned in my life. It's like the contracts, the past lives. We go through spirit guides, we go through conduit, we go through this connectivity blueprints for your life, and it's already written, right? And then we go visit and we bring information back. And that's kind of what I'm getting here, is like that conduit of going up to the Akashic, to the quantum, whatever you want to call it, the 5D, and we bring all that back with all of this information that you have in the 3D. And it's like we put your spiritual stuff with your 3D stuff, your resume, and we take that to the next level. Okay, so yeah, check that description box. Look at what came back out. Big cat energy. Hello. The Black Panther, Black Jaguar. Okay. Walk through life with confidence and grace. You have power from beyond this world. Focus on what you really want. You can create your own dreams. Yeah. The Panthers are also about the unknown, trusting in the divine to bring you what it is you need. Bottom of the deck here, we have the fox, still not the coyote, but similar energy. Okay, you are swift and smart. Solutions to problems are easily found. Always listen to your instincts. Resources surround you. Be open to romance. Interesting. I just was mentioning that coyote, and it just said romance. The first time we've seen romance in this reading. Yeah, because I think you had to be like pretty indestructible here when it came to romance. I am indestructible. I honor my intuition and go where it leads me. Love and gentleness are my real strengths. I never give up and I will succeed. Yeah, I mean, this is insane. You're gathering up some courage here, some power, some confidence, and you're getting it straight from spirit. And your mindset is in the right place, or it's getting there. Okay, because I feel like some of you, it was the mindset that we were struggling with, and that is coming to an end here because you're realizing how powerful you are without the 3D constraints of what people think business has to look like. Right as I said that, higher calling. You have it within you, all the courage you need. Let go of the past and reclaim your majesty. You will find success and contentment. contentment with those by your side. Make noble choices for your life and your tribe. Yeah, you're going to need people help along the way. And there's that black bird, the ravens. You are the creator and the magician. Use your gifts for good. There is a power in your wisdom and words. Connect with the elemental spirits and glide through the void. Claim your place as keeper of mysteries. Mysteries, void. You. You're a conduit. You are a conduit. And I was talking about using your newfound energy not in a way of like, oh, I'll show you. That's in here. It says use your gifts for good. Keeper of mysteries, guardian. Wow. This is a really insane read. I'm definitely going to have to watch this one back because I claim it. I hope you do too by leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. I'd love to see you guys on here, and I will see you guys in the shorts or in the next one. So check your other placements. We all have a playlist in here, so I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.